What's up, guys and gals? My name is Splattercat, and we're here at the Nerd Castle with the next episode of Mount and Blade Warband. Now, I've gotten a lot of requests lately from you guys to go down and attack Kimr, which I think we might be able to handle. Given our unit composition right now, you will see that I have assembled a mighty army that is filled with all of the best troops from a number of lands. From corner to corner, we have scoured through Calradia for the best troops, and I think we might be. It feels weird just like dropping the voice, like the goofy act like that all of a sudden, but we got to get back to the point here, which is that you guys have wanted me to take over Kimr for quite some time now. It appears as though we've got Sjar Khan coming around. What is he doing? He's attacking Buaban. I don't know if I should defend that or not, because this episode I was planning on going and attacking Kimr. Maybe I should. What's my troop composition right now? Let's take a look, just so you guys can see. You can go ahead and pause right now if you wanted to see what I have with me, but I definitely took the dream team right now. We have a lot of really cool units with us at the moment. In fact, they are quite cold. But anyways, let's go ahead, and I think we are going to help out with Sjar Khan over here. I think we can take it. Let's do this thing. He's got a pleasant, look at that. He's got like an emo scarf thing going on. Apparently he gets a very cold neck a lot of the time, even though he's covered with metal chain. Greetings, my lord. Well, you're not my lord, I mean, I don't see it being in my current interest to make peace. Alright, well, then you just messed up, pal. You just made a major mistake, because I've been waiting. I've been sitting around. I've been all up on the Bowflex for the last couple days, just like, oh, when Sjar Khan comes around, he is gonna get it. He's gonna get it. So anyways, let's put our archers up on the hill. I think what we spawned in with right now is largely going to be infantry. So yeah, and it's going to be bad infantry at that. It's not going to be infantry that we want. It's going to be that kind of terrible infantry that helps you out when you have a town that's being raided. I'm just going to fire into the blob. I don't even know if we're going to hit anybody, but it's worth trying just to kind of stop the scourge from coming in. And so we're going to take a lot of casualties on the front end right here, and the reason for that being is that whenever you're in a village, I don't know if we've done this yet in this playthrough, but anyways, whenever you defend a village, the villagers sally out to help you, and so the first wave that it's going to give us every single time is just going to be villagers. Now in the back you will see that our veteran horse archers, or I'm sorry, our Vaegier marksmen are wiping out their veteran archers as fast as they can. Unfortunately, I've taken a little bit of damage right there, 25 from something. I don't know what, I think it's this guy right here in the front. There we go. Let's get rid of him for a little bit of the Rwenge, because I love getting revenge on people who have struck me. And then once our troops actually start to spawn in, for the time being, we're just going to let the farmers be chewed on, because they look delicious and chewy, like an amazing little candy covered with those little sugar crystals. That was my favorite part when I was growing up as a kid. We had like this factory next to my house that all it did was make jelly beans. The Jelly Belly factory. It's about 10 minutes from my house, and people that came to visit our town were like, oh my god, let's go do the Jelly Belly tour. That's all that they wanted to do, like, ever. But if you lived there, it's like living near a theme park where you're just like, whatever, like, it's not that cool to you because you live there already. But anyways, on the Jelly Belly tour, when you were getting your Jelly Belly jelly beans, anyways, I gotta take a breath. I've run out of air. Unfortunately, it's depriving my brain of oxygen right now, and I can't keep thinking. But as I was saying, when you go on the tour, they would let you eat one of the jelly beans during each phase of its production. Oh, it actually looks like we've spawned in. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and send the infantry forward then, instead of allowing all of our low-rank guys to get wiped out. I do see a couple of Huskarls in there, and I think it's about time that they make some trouble. But anyways, they would let you eat a jelly bean during the different phases of production, and there was one phase of production where the jelly beans were just covered in like this crystalline sugar. They were no longer, they didn't have, it was right before they put the candy shell on, and that was always my favorite. So anyways, back onto what I was talking about. I don't know how that became like suddenly relevant, but anyways, it was sugary coatings. That's right, we look delicious and chewy with sugary coatings. Well, that's how it became relevant. I'm gonna give everybody their charge order. It looks like we're killing at a pretty good rate here. I don't know if this battle's gonna be winnable, but it's worth the attempt. I'm gonna go ahead and let my knights have the field. Help out with some of these guys along this flank that have decided to zone in, which is a little weird that they've... Oop, he just tried to spear me. He almost got me. He tried. I'll give him points for effort, but not so much for actual success. This knight over here is being beat to death. It appears as though he has assorted troops, which is, I think, why this is a little bit more nasty than I expected. He's got like a couple of Vaegier guys mixed in there. He's got... I think I saw like a... Ooh, he speared my horse. I like this horse, man. I like this horse. I named him Reginald. And if you spear Reginald, I don't think we're going to be on very friendly terms anymore. I'm one of those people that really, really likes, hey, you guys don't get ahead of yourselves here, and don't get ahead of me either. And most importantly, don't get ahead of the guys who are supporting you with arrow fire. Fall back! Fall back, sirs. With you guys, let's go ahead and have you hold your fire for now. I don't want you to waste arrows until the enemy is within sight. I'm kind of wondering if this is going to be a multi-part battle. Oh no, we wiped him out. Yeah, so this has got to be a multi-part battle. We only killed 150 men. This, in fact, could eat up most of the episode if it's a 400-man battle. So there's 152 gone. We have 102 fit for the fight against their 266. So if they're fit for the fight, let's fight through the night and get this thing trucking. So as everybody spawns in here, this is a good thing, in fact. I like it when they truncate the battles like this because it does allow my archers the chance to get a bunch more arrows back, which is exactly what they're going to be needing in these fights. So let's go ahead and have infantry stand closer. I'm going to have the knights come along with me. And we're just going to take up a sideways flanking position right here. And if they manage to make it out of this front gate, it appears as though it spawned us into this battle with only archers, which could be a problem, assuming. I mean, look how many archers we have. We are killing a lot of people right now with just random headshots and things. And he is losing some very expensive units, but I think they are going to need some kind of support. Otherwise, we're simply just not going to make it. So I'm going to send the knights in to act as a diversion, so that they might divert themselves and the foe away from me. Couple kills right there. I'm going to be careful not to eat a javelin in the back. Because we're defending a village, this is a zero-sum battle for us. And what that means is that if I get killed right here, then we lose the village entirely. We don't even get a chance to retry. It's just kind of, it spits us out of the village and that's that. Couple more guys down right there. It's like a machine gun wall of death right here. Just pointy sticks. You ever think about how fragile the human body is? I've always thought about that. It's kind of hilarious that we can kill each other with just pointed sticks. I think that was in a movie at some point where one of the characters was like an alien or something. I can't remember what that was, but they were like, you guys are so feeble. Killed by pointy sticks. Kind of humorous. I think it was Futurama now that I'm thinking about it. But anyways, the human body is pretty fragile. You can kill it with just about anything if you apply pressure properly. Hopefully we don't lose any more men here. I am going to help out some of these knights. And it looks like we've got another wave. So let's go ahead and have the knights... Oh, I'm sorry. No, you guys stay... no, I gave the wrong command. I spoke unthusly. You guys maintain your position and continue firing. Yeah, let's go ahead and we lost our last knight right there. Let's set in. I've lost a lot of last knights, by the way. As long as we're trying to make humorous prose here... I've lost a lot of last nights with regards to the alcoholism that plagued my 20s. No, I wasn't an alcoholic or anything. I just drank a lot. And I know that sounds kind of like cat-a-corner to the subject. But anyways, I drank a lot. Who doesn't drink a lot in their early 20s, though? I feel like that's probably something that a lot of people do a lot of in the early 20s. I don't know why this battle is going less good for us. It doesn't appear to be going quite so well. They hit my horse. They hit Reginald right in the forehead. Look at that. It's squarely in his brain pan at the moment. How is he going to do complicated horsey calculus if you keep striking him in the face with javelins? He's trying to find integers and things. He's trying... Stop. 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 I've got to stop. Alright, so now... My horses are all trained in complex mathematics, by the way. It's kind of par for the course. If my horse is not par for the course with regards to his amazing mathematical skills, because you never know when you're going to need your horse to, like, you know... Find I, for example. I think that was pre-calculus where we found I. I don't think that was in calculus. There we go. Is that the last guy? Nope, there's one right there. If I really wanted to be a badass, I could take my unicorn of a horse right now and I could have my horse stab him with the spear haft as we rode around. How badass would that be? I need to install a spear on my horse's forehead. Damn it. Why won't you die?
Because I'm not obliged to, my lord. Dying is not fun, my lord.
There we are. 131 versus 1. Oh my god. I feel like we're making such good, like, progress right now, but at the same time, the battles just keep happening. We are losing a lot of troops right here, so I think Kimr is going to be off the map until I can recruit further. I mean, I feel like this was a worthwhile battle simply because we're wiping out the king, and as long as you can get rid of the king, I never feel too guilty about dedicating myself to a fight, but at the same time, I wanted to take Kimr in this episode, and unfortunately, it doesn't appear as though it's going to happen. I'm hoping this will be the tipping point where he'll be like, alright, I don't want to fight you anymore. I quitsies. You win. Truce, truce. No double backsies. Please don't allow that guy to get any closer. I hear the clang of shields as people die all around me. It was the glorious din of combat, as arrows zipped through the air, taking the chins and skulls of my bearded foes to the earth with them. Got carried away in the RP. Got carried away in the RP. God, this is like the beginning of Lord of the Rings. Like guys just dying and falling off hills and, oh, trying to hit me with spears. Elrond's off in the corner like, Ungarawai! Just like making noise, which is in Elvish, prepare for the hurling, just in case you were ever wondering. That has a translation, and I am aware of it. That's right, bask in the eminence of my nerdiness. I speak Elvish. No, I don't speak Elvish, I just know that random tidbit somehow. I think my ex told me that, because she was really into Elvish stuff. I mean, I've never been into I've been more on the dwarfy end. Actually, I'm a halfling, through and through. I know what it's like to be small. I can definitely feel a bit of sympathy for the halflings. Hairy feet, I definitely have those. I'm quite small. So hairy feet, small, with a penchant for alcoholism and herbal abuse. Definitely feel for the little people. I also play them in D&D just because they're fun and they have sideburns, which I also enjoy sideburns every now and again. There goes... God, that horse went... You alright there, buddy? I think we're gonna need a chiropractor. Yikes. I don't think a neck is supposed to bend that way. Like, I know there's supposed to be some kind of reticulation going on with a neck, but that type of reticulation definitely seems to be at odds with one's personal survival and or the functionality of one's esophagus. Oh, gotcha. Ooh. What about you, plate-mailed lady? She's got so much armor, I just can't get rid of her. There we go. I think my guys ran out of ammo. Let's go ahead and send them in so that they're not holding back anymore. Get rid of that guy with the giant battle axe because he's terrifying me. I feel like he's going to treat me like a piece of lumber here to split me in half. No man should be allowed to wield an axe that large. I started playing Unreal World, by the way. If you've never played Unreal World, what Unreal World is, it's an RPG slash roguelike. Actually, it's pretty much a rogue. I mean, it's a roguelike, but it's a very difficult rogue game in which you just have to survive in the Finnish wilderness by yourself, by trading and, like, doing all kinds of hunting and crazy stuff. It's ridiculous. You will run down many animals. You will run them down and you will bludgeon them to death. I've shot squirrels. I've shot wolves. It's pretty crazy. It's a crazy little game, and if you haven't had the chance to check it out, it's been developed since 1990, so there's definitely some breadth of gameplay right there. Everything from trapping on up to farming to fishing, anything you could ever possibly want to do in a survivalist situation. I mean, I personally would love to see the game put into like frontier settings in the 1800s in like the United States, for example, like something as Going Out West towards Kentucky, some Daniel Boone type stuff, or Daniel Boone as he used to spell his name. But also, I think the fact that it has to do with Finnish folklore and everything really kind of sells the game too, so I think kind of transplanting it from one area to another would be folly. Victory is ours. We have saved Buaban. And so there went Sjar Khan. He is no longer... It didn't even give us a chance to capture him. But let's take a look at our reports and figure out how much we got right there. I mean, we've definitely... Oh, never mind. It's going to delete it. I was hoping... We had to have gotten so much renown for that. We had to get an insane amount of renown from doing that. Let's go ahead and manage the castle. I'm going to put people back in the garrison, and we're going to have to spend the remainder of this episode getting up and running. Now, I don't know what's going to happen if I make more lords, but I do feel like that's the potential stopgap that's getting in the way as we play the game. I do deep down think that the inability to field larger armies is what's stopping us from taking stuff from other people. And so in the interest of taking stuff from other people, after all, we did start out with Nords, and so we are well trained in the art of taking stuff from other people. That is what we do. We reach up in them like a ripped teddy bear. We take all of their stuff, parentheses, ing. And so let's put all these guys back in here, and I've got to go on a recruiting run. I think the next person I'm going to make is Lazalit, but I don't know what the long-term effects of not having any land for him to take. Like, I could give him Sungeche, I guess, and from there, that might work. Not really too sure what the best course of action is going to be. Matheld has managed to take that. Let's go ahead and we'll go to our steward and see if we can't make peace with everybody right now. And then we'll go on a little bit of a recruiting spree, and then we will declare war once more. But anyways, as I was saying from that last battle, we had to get ourselves like a huge amount of renowned from that fight. We had to get at least 100 because we were so outnumbered that I don't see any way that we weren't getting anything. Jarl Boba, what are you doing here? Greetings, my lady. You may have heard of my ill treatment at the hands of King Ragnar. I would be honored to accept your pledge. What about Gurlad? Yeah, sure, why not? Accept their pledge. Good. Well, it looks like we've gotten ourselves a few more lords. That works out then. How can we strengthen? You may be aware, my lady, of the quarrel between Lord Boba and Lord Gurlad, which is damaging. If you can persuade the lords to reconcile, it will boost your own standing. However, taking this on, you run the risk of one of the lords deciding you have taken one of the rival's side. Well, I think what I should do is let's dispatch an emissary to Nords, and we'll see if we can have a truce, and we'll send Borcha. We'll remain at war with the Kyrgyz because I don't think they're going to do anything anyways. The main reason that I'm making peace with Nords is so that I can go recruit from their lands. Now, I don't know how large of an army some of these guys are going to bring to bear along with them. Hopefully they bring bears as well as armies to bear, because if we had bear armies, I don't think anybody would mess with us. Cal Radia would quake in fear of us. They would just sit around all day long, id style, just quaking. Just non-stop quaking. It looks like Swadia is still getting beat up pretty badly. Got ourselves 11 recruits already. Are these going to be... Oh, they are really hostile to me. They don't like me at all in the Serenid Sultanate. Nords and Svadia have made peace. Which is disappointing because I was hoping Swadia would take some land back. Well, boss, I found you, and... Alright, well, he said he's not going to make peace with us. I mean, we tried. But it's not the hugest deal. We can still fend off just about anything Nords can bring up against us. He says for the sake of honor, he has to keep fighting us. I don't necessarily know what that means. I think that's probably a blanket clause for him to continue his Cassius Belli against her, his Cassius Belli. I don't know how that's pronounced. Probably Cassius. It might be Cassius, though. I don't know fancy words. All them fancy word learnings, I don't know them no more. So we go on down to Yerigar and see if we can't find ourselves a few more knights. So we got ourselves 7 knights right there. Everything is raided and looted, which is really going to make our recruiting process difficult. However, who do we remain at war with? We remain at war with... Oh, the Kyrgyz are... I thought I was at war with the Kyrgyz. Why would they have attacked my land? I think they're just suspicious. Alright, whatever. I should probably make peace with somebody. They're not coming after me, Arv. Anytime somebody like flops around in the middle of their drive, it terrifies me. I forget. I forget what my foreign relations are going to be. And in the heat of the moment, telling me where my heart's been or what your heart felt or whatever the... I don't know. That's one of my favorite songs, by the way. A lot of people don't like Asia, but I respect Asia. Their one hit is amazing. I think if I can't get anybody from the Swadian lands, the next best thing is that I come down here and I get Serenid Mamluks. And so that is what I'm going to do, especially since the people down here should like me at least a reasonable amount. Like me enough anyways to be recruited and come fight for me. We will go to Tamina. And how many recruits do we have here? We have 13 Kyrgyz tribesmen. I want none of you. Get out of my party. Leave me now. We have 34 marksmen that I forgot to put in the garrison. We have Vaegyr recruits that are all ready to go, and so we will start converting them into marksmen already. With our Swadian recruits, we'll get going, turning all of them into knights for the future. A knight for the future sounds like the kind of guy that would like burst out of a portal after you do something naughty. If you're an evil guy, if you're a generally evil human being, I feel like the knight of the future is the guy that will pop out of a portal and be like, "Cease, evildoer!" And he'll have all kinds of crazy... It'll be like a steampunk knight almost. Or maybe like a cyberpunk knight. He has a little scanny eye that's just like looking around. And he's going to pop out of a portal. Oh man, Tansugai Noyan has taken out all of our stuff. What a swell guy. We went to all that labor. We spent all that time trying to fight off the king, and it was all for naught. He still decided to take it from us anyways. But on the plus side, we have a bunch of lords now, so we should be able to take Ikimr no problem. I mean, I don't think there's going to be any hassle taking over Ikimr. Last I checked, they had 144 men. And in the case that they do have 144 men, we'll ride back this way just to make sure. 164, but with armies like Bulba's and... So we've got Matheld right there. She's got 61 men. How is she doing? We got Bulba over here. Bulba has no army, in fact. That's disappointing, and that is going to be a big problem for us. convert them into skirmishers for now. Turn them all into footmen. And the Serenid recruits will all become Serenid footmen. And from there, I always felt like the texture work on the basic Serenid footman outfit needed to be reworked. It's just so solid by comparison to, say, some of the other units where they've got a lot more specificity. They got a lot more detail in their gear. Maybe that's just me, but I always felt like the Serenids didn't have the most awesome gear until they get higher level, and then they look pretty badass, but at the lower levels, not so much. Well, it's 65. I mean, we've got enough just with our reinforcements to think about taking Kimr if we refuel a little bit, but I'd want to make peace with Nords first just to make sure that they didn't catch us from behind the second that we leave. Let's go recruit from some of these last remaining Vaegir lands. I should probably make peace with some of these outliers too. I'll do that in between. I'm going to record like 3 episodes today just so we get something done in this series. I don't feel like we've made a lot of progress recently, and it's been disappointing to me. But at the same time, I think doing a lot of work in between episodes is kind of disingenuous as well, because then you guys miss out. I don't like editing stuff. That's just, I really don't like editing things that you guys miss out on. Some people like doing really highly edited episodes. I'm not one of those people. I like everything to be there. The second I see a lot of editing, I'm just like, cheated. He cheated. And I don't know if that's a natural response, but I don't know. That's just me. I don't like things to be edited. I like them to be unadulterated. They run from the beginning to the end contiguously. We have a bunch of people ready to be upgraded now, and so I'm going to turn the Serenid footmen into... Well, the Serenid footmen will become veteran footmen, and then from there we'll turn them into horsemen, and then from there they will become Serenid Mamluks, which are almost as good as knights. In fact, before they're nerfed, they used to be just as good, but I think the developers went through at one point or another and nerfed them, which is why they're no longer quite as good on the field of battle. I mean, they're still really good. I think their horses are more armored, as I recall. Like, they still have better armored horses, but with regards to the damage they deal, they were swapped over to blunt, which means... Maybe they always did blunt. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just talking out of my ass at this point. Just making stuff up. Okay, and so that's now done. Are we full up on units? We've got 13 more slots that we can put people in. So, in the interest of filling our slot with anybody that wants to be inside of it, let's continue canvassing the countryside and making sure that our slot gets filled. Or our slots. I don't know if we've just become diversified with regards to our physiology, but we've got multiple slots now, instead of just like the normal 1 to 2 slots that seem to be on most human beings. I think we could probably... The other reason I want to make peace with Nords is just because they hold too much land. I can't recruit anymore, and I need more Huskarls. I really, really, really need more Huskarls, and so once we make peace with them, I'll run around and I'll get like 100 Huskarls. I'll probably run around by myself, all by my lonesome, which I'm sure is entailed by the fact that I said all by myself. I didn't need to reiterate. But I'll probably ride around. Yeah, you can have Jarl Kavel. I will take your money. But only because I'm feeling generous, you murderous waifs. I almost had an insult. I almost had something, but then it fell away. Sometimes I have like a coherent thought, and then all of a sudden it just peels away and just falls off. You know how paint chips look when they're falling off a wall and then wind hits them too hard? It's just like that. It's exactly like that. The idea just curls away, slips off to the side, and then it's gone forever. I've gotten around to where I just start carrying a notepad around with me because I forget stuff too much. I don't know if I should get that checked out or something. Whatever. I'm sure it'll be fine. We almost full up. We gotta be close. Was that it? The village of Tolbuk has been looted by... Oh, no! So apparently our lords are out looting and destroying everything while we're sitting around here. I hadn't thought about that. And that's going to bring down all kinds of heat on us, unfortunately. Let's level up our characters. That's one thing that I hadn't done. So Nizar, what do you do? Nizar is capable. I thought I was just making him into like a weapon master or something of that nature. I may have been helping him with something else. But for now... It appears as though Power Strike is going to be the next point I should probably drop in. We'll give him some more HP and then a Power Strike. Continue moving his points along. Baheshter, spotting, pathfinding, and looting. So obviously we'll keep him moving down that. Although he's pretty good at it already. He's got 8 points in. maybe it'd be a good idea to start making him a little bit better at fighting and maybe giving him some horsey skills. So we'll go a point right there. And then in the interest of the future, we'll go athletics right there. Give him a couple more points for fighting. Artimeter. We need to give him something better. We'll give him the Mamluk mail so that he's got a little bit of extra defense in case he ever gets caught with an arrow or anything. We'll give him that as well. And so now he is veiled so that he can maintain his common decency or something, because he is always walking around with just his boobies hanging out. It's like those old man boobies too, where they've got like the white fur all over them, and you're just like, what in the hell is going on here? Just stop, man. Stop. Just, you're making all the young troops feel weird right now. It's like that shower room feeling after you get done at the swimming pool at the gym. It's like, welp, I feel thoroughly awkward. And I'm sure everyone in here does, but I feel the need to declare it. I might break the episode off right here. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me in the Nerd Castle for another episode of Mountain Blade Warband. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Take care out there, everybody. And I almost said be careful in the shadows, Chemmers, but I guess I'll go with hi-do since it's not really applicable here. Hi-do.